Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com.
I think my mic is turned up a little bit, or is it me?
Yeah, you did a good job this time.
I could have had a sip of the Monster Energy drink that my daughter Ashley, who's in our green room, had. I'm letting her mother know that now that she did have a Monster, and it wasn't my fault.
You're in trouble.
Yeah?
You're in trouble.
No, I was teaching an education on how to fill the car and how to pay for it, and she came out with a Monster, and she's like, this is my first one ever. And I'm like, oh my God, so what's going to happen? She's like, I don't know, I feel a little light.
Huh?
You feel light?
Maybe it was a Monster Light.
It's all on my legs. It's my legs just feel like they're happy.
That's
like,
Red Bull. Red Bull gives you Yeah.
And listen, last week, Jesse wasn't here last week. He was up in Michigan.
That's
and
correct.
We had Cindy, so we got to thank Cindy for producing the show last week.
Yeah, Jesse, give us Cindy's last name.
Cindy
Schwartz.
Cindy
Yes,
Schwartz.
she does a couple other shows here, and she filled in for Jesse, and she did a great job.
Yeah.
She hung with us. She did a little talking about a couple cars. She knows some stuff. I think her brother has a car that he's had for a long, long time. He's a trucker up north, so that's pretty cool.
We're just glad to have Jesse back.
Well, and him and his numb fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
A little late with the board.
Yeah, and Jesse is one of the 4 owners of Evergreen Media, which has taken over Planet Vero, and they're doing a bang-up job for us. They're getting the word out and helping us push everything that we do, and so thank you to Evergreen Media as well for all that stuff that they do. One of the things that I saw while I was going through some research and doing what I do with the show was that Chattanooga Motor Car Festival has announced their dates, and they're starting to put together their plan and their Concours d'Elegance, and they're going to make some changes out there at the racetrack a little bit, better viewing stuff and like that. But that's going to be October 14th through the 16th. 3 days of fun, and I'm gonna, by July I'll be booking a room.
Yeah.
And
I talked to Byron today for a while.
Yeah, Byron DeFore, and his brother is involved as well too.
Ken.
And what is he? More behind the scenes guy of what?
I don't know what he. I just know, Byron. He's part of Byron's thing.
His job is to keep Kenny away from him.
Yeah. Well, Byron's brother. Ken, he's a little older than Byron.
Yeah.
But he's part of the 4 brothers.
Yeah, Byron runs crazy. Byron runs crazy. He wears tennis shoes and he's on the run.
You can tell he runs. He does a lot. He came in there today. It was nice. Told me, he goes, "You ain't gonna believe this. You know my favorite pair of shoes." Well, he came in one day. He says, "These are my favorite pair of shoes in the soldier office."
The New Balance. Right.
Well, no, they're these dress shoes, but they're like a hard leather bottom. I said, "Byron, I can panel bond them with some Fast 50. You'll be fine." He goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." I fixed him up, and every time you come in, he goes, "Shoes still good." It's like, good. Well, today, he's down. He comes in with this gate, this aluminum gate, and it's broke loose. He didn't want his grandkids to get in the pool area without supervising, so he wanted me to weld it up for him. He goes, "Hey, you ain't gonna believe this." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I was out in Wisconsin, ice. My favorite pair of shoes." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, the other ones came loose." I'm like, He goes, "So I'm going to have to ship them down here to you."
You're going to Amazon box.
Yeah, he's going to ship them to me. They're just dress shoes.
He can't buy another pair?
Oh, he probably could, but he just likes these, dude.
When we were in Chattanooga last year, they were doing the memorial service out at the racetrack for Jim Pace, and he was wearing old blue jeans, but it had a professionally sewn on patch. He loves the old clothes that fit good.
Yeah.
And he's not going to throw them out. He's going to get them sewn up or panel bonded.
Yeah. That's just how he is.
You could open that little shoe store in the mall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Panel
that'd be a
bond
good
solos,
idea.
man.
Panel bond shoe specialty.
That's right. Yeah.
Little airbrush gun over there. You can airbrush the logos on or something like that. Do some cool designs.
When we were at Mecum, they were talking about not being able to be at the Motor Car Festival.
Right, because it was maybe a conflict. They weren't sure what they were going to do.
according to Byron, it's still a go.
Okay. Well, what I hated to hear was that size matters on that, because they just were, well, you bought a truck, and getting your truck, it was up and dead, and it was hard to...
Well, I think a lot that is the first time, so they have to work certain things out, so it's an agreement between them.
Yeah.
Byron's going to give them what he can.
Yeah.
If he says, look, we'll move it to a different, get you more room, then he's going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, really, I was sitting there, if you really if we got a second time, if you really look at the Civic Center there in Chattanooga, it's really not much smaller than the venue at Kissimmee, where the cars roll through.
That's correct.
So if they can change it around, there's plenty of other parking around out and about that they can do that to. I mean, you're in the city. Yeah. If there's a different place that they could get everything to go to, the whole thing was to keep everything centralized, with the racing and the car show and all that stuff. So,
the other conflict for them was that they had a couple other events, and that one of them had been canceled due to COVID last year, but they had 3 events stacked in October because of this. And knowing that Mecum was going to do Chattanooga in just a 2-day fashion, it was small, that they were going to get in and out, or 3-day, I think it was.
Well, they might not have announced it yet. Like when we were up there, they waited until almost the end of the auction before they announced Orlando and the summertime.
Well, that was what the one guy was saying. He was complaining. Remember, they said there was the centralized parking. It was just hard to do the cars to get them to roll through, because they were down the street at the parking garage. And that's why that guy said they weren't going to do it. That's kind of weird. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
He seemed to have the attitude that it was going to happen, but
I think it was a big draw. I think it really helped bring people into downtown for the festival to from out of the area that were around to let them see more about what the festival was. And if they hung out, they got their money's worth, because there was a lot going on. I do want to hope that they do something different with the racetrack, because the viewing areas were not. It was not good.
The viewing
of the racetrack.
The viewing,
I'm sure they'll do something.
It's always it's always the first one.
Absolutely.
You got to grow and improve every single time,
The change of it, and it was better than the first one.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, every time it's going to get better, and they'll make more improvements.
The first one, I remember Arlo Guthrie's car. We worked on that, and I remember Byron, he bought all those guys down their shoes.
Yeah. Because they're all running around. He goes, man, you guys are running around. I got to buy you these shoes. He bought all these guys these $high tennis shoes.
He's just that thoughtful. I mean, he sees the little things, and he notices.
Well,
and
that's what he says. He says you're on your feet all day long. Your feet hurt, then your back hurt. And he says, it all just goes through you. He's one of the most down-to-earth guys. It's just
really
weird.
He's thoughtful person.
Really is. Nice. Mike, I'd love for you and Kimberly to think that you could plan something and do it.
Maybe we'll try to get down there.
You really would love the event, and the weather is just absolutely sublime, man.
Yeah, the Bode, too, that place where we stayed, the Bode is pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the Bode.
Don't.
And you're right there in central
industrial.
town.
Yeah.
You're right there.
Well, now my son's living in Kentucky.
That's right.
Tennessee.
Right.
I know, Kentucky,
but it's just the next state up, right?
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I got hit in the Bode for $150 fee.
Yeah?
Yeah, they had to do extra cleaning when I left.
Oh,
Why?
They had to air the room out a little bit.
Pancakes everywhere. Hey, so let's get to the car news and tech talk over there.
Yeah, what do you got dude? Over there?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. All right.
A little bit of history. What I got here, February 6th, 1954, Mercedes 300 SL.
The Gullwing?
Came out for sale. Yeah, the Gullwing.
Nice.
And that was Jim Pace's car that he loved to race out there when we went to see him at the HSR.
And they're going for big bucks now.
My goodness.
Yeah.
There was 2 of them, I think, at Mecum I saw. They were big monies, right?
Yeah.
1959, the Packard Factory in Detroit, Michigan was heavily damaged by fire. Packard didn't last that long.
Not really.
They were 11 years or something like that. I don't think they were much longer than a decade.
But they're a cool car.
They are a cool car. Studebaker 2, it's a car that's not talked a lot about by all of us and everything else, and I've got one out the yard. John,
Hawk, right?
Yeah, no, mine's the one I got there is a 63 Champion wagon.
Oh, didn't you have a Hawk? One of your friends have a Hawk?
Yeah, John Ferrero owns that 63 Studebaker Golden Hawk.
Golden Hawk,
right?
Yeah.
This was the Champion wagon that John, who I don't want to mess up his last name, but he's a Facebook friend on the radio show now as well. So that's pretty cool too. So February 7th, 1804 was John Deere's birthday.
1804?
He was born in 1804.
Wow.
So they're tractors that are 160 years old now,
and
or
they're
something
probably
like that.
still running too.
Because it's a Deere, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. February 9th, 1909, Indianapolis Motor Speedway formed their corporation to start development on their track. And still, they didn't close through all the wars. They didn't close through anything, but they closed 1 year for COVID.
Wow.
They lost, I think, 1 year during World War II.
Right.
It's pretty amazing to not have that break in such a long, long time. This was an interesting one real quick. February 8th, 1993, pretty current for what we would call history. General Motors was sued NBC, Dateline NBC, for a story that they did for defamation on the pickup trucks. I just say the C-Series, but it was everyone that had the gas tank behind the back seat.
Gotcha.
It was a problem when they got T-boned.
Right. And what talk about stuff like that, but Kia just recalled a whole bunch of cars. Kia and
did you see that?
Was it Hyundai? Yeah.
They don't want you to park them in the garage because they go on fire.
Yeah. That's some of the ABS, the ABS mods or something. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
My mom just got rid of her 19.
I think the Kia Sportage.
And the Hyundai Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty much the same cars now, Kia and
they
Hyundai,
are. That's correct.
So if you have one, don't park it in the garage. Bring it back.
Make sure your fire is
Kia and Hyundai have come a long, long ways. I had a Kia whatever way back, and it was, man, what a bucket.
I've seen a lot
like
of
the Daihatsu.
I've seen a lot of those Hyundai pickup trucks. What is it, Santa Cruz?
The Santa Cruz.
Those are pretty cool looking.
Yeah. I see a lot of Tellurides, man. A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of Tellurides.
I never saw one until you bought one.
Right.
And then you start seeing them, and boy, they're very, they're a lot like the Ford Flex was. To me,
Ford Flex is a big car.
It is big, but they kind of still have that same classic rear shape and what have you to it and all that stuff. So, all right,
when we
break,
come
is
back,
that right?
Yeah, when we come back, you got tech talk over there?
I do. I have several questions we just never seem to get to
let's
anymore.
get to them when we come back.
Well, shut up.
Well, we're going to do a trucker story when we get back.
We're going to get Steve to answer some questions.
Let's go.
All right, we'll be back.
Todd Byron at Todd Byron's Classic Restoration has been restoring all makes and models of classic cars for 35 years. Todd's full-service shop features custom engine and mechanical repairs, sheet metal fabrication, and high-quality paint service for cars 20 years old or older. Stop by and say hello to Todd and Julie Byron at 1212 23rd Street, right here in Vero Beach, or give them a call at 772-213-8956.
Hello, this is Carol Jean Jordan, your tax collector here in Indian River County. All of our offices are scheduling appointments for in-office services, but you can get that little yellow sticker quicker by using our express lane. It's fast, convenient, and free when you pay with an e-check. Renew your registration on our website and select Pick Up at the Tax Collector's Office. Order before 3 p.m. and you can pick up your little yellow sticker on the same day. Order at irctax.com. That's irctax.com.
Water service? Don't let your money go down the drain. Make sure to get a quote from Affordable Water. Many times, Affordable Water's original price is less than the competitor's discount price. Yes, Affordable Water really is affordable. Make sure to get a quote today, because you haven't gotten a quote until it's affordable. Affordable Water.
Call 589-7677 for your H2O. Call the Pure Water Pros. Affordable water.
Olive is a sweet elementary school boy frightened to go to school on Valentine's Day. He tries to defeat the Princess of Love, but along the way he learns the meaning of true love. Local author Helen Millman's new inspirational children's book makes the perfect gift. Olive and the Valentine's Spell is available through your local bookstore, Amazon, Books A Million and Barnes & Noble.
They say a good contractor is hard to find until they find us. Hi, this is Greg, owner of Workhorse Residential Contractor. If you've got a job to do, call Workhorse. We can remodel your whole home, your bathroom, your kitchen, or even just put a fresh coat of paint on whatever you need. We'll give you a fair price, and we always show up on time. We're not handyman, we're licensed and insured contractors. We serve up to Sebastian and down to Fort Pierce. If you've got a job to do, call Workhorse. Find us on Facebook, Workhorse Residential Contractor.
Treasure Coast Automotive of Vero Beach is your full-service automotive service center, specializing in all types of auto diagnostics on both foreign and domestic makes and models. Located at 795 8th Court in Vero Beach, they authorize computerized alignments and tire service, from tire repairs to full tire replacement with accurate road force wheel balancing. So whether you need an oil change, brakes, a tune-up, or anything to keep your vehicle running great, you can find it at Treasure Coast Automotive. Got a pickup truck? Treasure Coast also does lift kits, lowering kits, and aftermarket accessory installation. Give them a call at 772-794-9061.
We're back, and I did a good time on that one. I looked at Jesse. He gave me the nod. I came in with the ball.
He's just over rocking out. He ain't giving you the nod.
This weekend, the Super Bowl is going on, and I'm going to go for the Bengals. I'm going to see how that rolls for me.
I'm going for the Dolphins.
Real quick, before we get into Tech Talk, which I've got a good amount of questions on, we're going to talk about, real quick, the truckers in Canada. They have kind of shut down part of Canada and coming into Michigan.
Yep.
They've parked them on the top of the bridges, and they're running through the towns of Ottawa.
Yep.
And people are supporting them big time.
Big time.
And this is because of a mask mandate by truckers, and they kind of are fed up, and they're being stifled a little bit, and they're going to kind of put it all together and Breaker 19 through the country.
That's right.
Well, it's starting to bleed into America, because I heard just last night that truckers are going to start assembling a convoy.
Yeah, in California.
It's starting in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And how far is that convoy going to go? Anybody know?
All the way to
Washington, D.C., baby.
And they should. They should.
Now, you take this, if we're already short on truckers, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to do this and assemble this.
Sure.
Companies can't fire them, because that's the lifeline for the company.
Right.
Yeah.
So the company's in a stranglehold. So this is going to make a matter. This is going to be a little bit different and a little bit more assembled than what we saw back in January 6th.
Yeah, but they're setting a precedent. I mean,
they are.
So in the end, it's about what is.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden now they're realizing, maybe we're going to lose the election in November.
Well, that's what's happening.
Maybe we should lift some of those mandates.
You're going to see that.
Yeah,
you're going to see that in the next 2 weeks.
And spend $30 million in
within 2 weeks. It's all going to be lifted.
I did want to add in that I noticed that Southeastern Honda and some other car lots are low on cars.
Oh,
my mom says
crazy.
Coastal Hyundai has plenty of cars, and you look in their lot, and they do. And Nissan does too. And I talked to somebody who has a son who sells for Nissan. He says, first of all, listen, dealerships have learned a lot that instead of having an overflux of cars and then having to try to liquidate them all at the end of a year when the new ones are going to come out, they've learned that they can just ask for less, have less, and then the demand for what they have is greater, so they can sell them at a higher number. So it's almost like the work smarter, the smarter, not harder thing is paying off for them, and that they can have 20 cars and sell them for $5,000 each more, and it's the same as selling 30 cars. So this is what they're going to be looking at, which is kind of gouging.
Yeah, they're marking everything up,
which we hate. But at the same time, they're learning from how to deal with and cope with this at the same time. I asked, why does Nissan have so many cars? Why are some of these dealerships with cars? They said that back in when they had troubles over there with not Chernobyl, that was in the 80s, but then they had the meltdown from their factories over there, that they went ahead and started assembling tons more chips and electronic components, so they are not out like American, like Honda is made here
Honda,
in America.
If the Honda dealer, I guess that's the one you're talking about in Melbourne.
That's right.
He's got no cars.
No cars, but they're made in America, as where Nissan is still overseas. So they had a stockpile of chips and other hardware made because they learned from this 10, 12 years ago, and now they're
look at Linus. I think they had 3 cars.
Yeah,
Linus Cadillac,
Mitsubishi across the street. They're all rolled up.
So how does Diner have a tent sale?
because they don't have a lot of new cars. They're all used inventory.
Oh, okay.
Their cars are used inventory.
And if you buy a used car, make sure you get a Carfax, because a lot of these cars might have been in the floods, and you got to check them out.
Hey, going back on that thing, that was pretty. I seen a thing on Resistant Media. It's a non-biased media,
right?
Where the Canadian police were confiscating diesel. People coming in jerry cans and stuff,
arresting people.
Well, then yesterday, it was yesterday or Sunday. They had thousands of people walking through the streets of Ottawa carrying gas cans.
With diesel. That's great.
And some of them are empty. So, who are you going to get them from now?
Right.
It's just pretty funny.
It sucks. It really just does. I hate that this is what's happening, but the point has to be made that there's a little bit of frustration going on. And,
absolutely.
The flu is coming through. It's winter season.
Right.
And let's deal with it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hats off to the truckers.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I have a 1974 Bronco. It's a 4-speed manual transmission. I'm interested to know what the process would be to change it from a manual transmission system to an automatic. Can you guys tell me what that would be entailing for me to have done? And is that something that you all do at your shops? He mentioned it went on, but he mentioned that he's older. He loves his vehicle. He wants to keep driving it, but the knee just isn't having it anymore. I remember John Ferrero with his Corvette, man. We tried to lighten the spring up on that as much as you can. You can only do so much.
You can't do it, yeah.
So I have not been asked at Dolphin Auto to do any kind of clutch removal, all this. We do know that we add clutches to cars because that kind of is sought after in our world.
You can put an automatic in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. C4, C6.
You can take the clutch pedal out. You can weld up that plate in the floor or just patch it up.
Or just leave the clutch pedal there.
You can
a lot of guys leave them there.
Yeah. You can take where your stick went, and you can fill that up and carpet over that or whatever. Center console in there, whatever.
Sure.
And set your linkage up for it. And really, that's about all of it. Maybe you have to
change the flywheel.
Yeah, and you have to put a Prindle switch on your steering column so that you know what gear you're in.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they make all the kits for them too.
Or put a floor shifter in.
Yeah. Or put a floor shifter in, which would be really easier because your linkage and all still is.
You can put a truck shifter, the big tall one. It looks like a stick shift, but it's actually an automatic.
Right. He's already used to having the smaller brake pedal because the 4-speeds have smaller brake pedals than the automatics do.
Right.
Keep going. What do you got?
One more. Hey, my name is James. You guys are great, and I look forward to listening to your show each week. I have a 1970 Grand National with I don't know about a 70 Grand National, cracked windshield. I would like to have it replaced with a windshield that has a built-in antenna. The little spire that comes up and then pulls off.
They make them.
Does your Camaro have one? What year is that?
My 81's got one.
81, I was going to say, because the 1969, no, they do not make one for that. The 70 Nova, they do, but the 69 Camaro, I was told they do not by American Auto Glass. They did some research trying to find one. They could not do it. My customer is going to have to go with a Bluetooth. But he says, what is it like to do the conversion on that? It's not hard at all. You just get the windshield changed over and plug your antenna in a different place.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, real
we
quick.
spoke about the show tomorrow and Saturday, but next Sunday's the big 18th annual Sebastian Elk Show, February 20th, from 11 to 3 at 731 South Fleming Street. I guess we'll all be there. There'll be over 200 cars there.
Yeah.
And then Mopars and Bravard is having a super swap and car show, February 25th. I guess it's at Wickham Park, 2500 Parkway Drive.
Yeah, I'm going to go to that.
And that's from 8 to 4. And that's that's the old Strawberry Festival that they used to have.
That's right.
That's sponsored by Mopars of Brevard.
Yeah, I'll be at Friendly tomorrow, and I'll do Dunkin' Donuts on Sunday, too.
Yeah. Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And then if we're at the fairgrounds, you're going to come out to the fairgrounds for the Blues Festival. When you bring a car, you get in with your car and a guest for free.
Okay. And that's pretty good.
And you're just there till 3 o'clock.
Right. And then coming up April 9th, Space Coast Harley Davidson off of Palm Bay Road and I-95, which is exit 176, is going to be the Dolphin Auto Customer Appreciation and Car Show.
Spectacular.
Oh, jeez.
Love it.
It's going to be huge.
I'm going to get you a megaphone.
And we'll talk about that show when we come up, because we got the Barbecue Festival in Grant.
We sure do.
Steve from Cool Cars is doing that.
Yeah.
That's April 2nd.
Yeah, we're going to have Steve and Timmy V in for a week or two before that happens, too.
All right, so put the pedal to metal. We're out of here.
See ya.
Shake and bake.
Y'all come back now, you hear?